Hey guys, it's Bryn, and here are 25 facts about me that you probably don't want to know, but you're gonna get anyway. So enjoy! Okay, so number one, I have a deathly fear of birds, and I don't really know where it came from, but I hate them. I hate them a lot, and I also very much dislike roller coasters. They're just not my thing. I don't know, and like I don't know if they're really related, but they seem to me to be like two separate things that I just hate. I'm not very big on like holidays. I don't get like super excited about holidays and like 4th of July or Halloween or anything, but I do love Christmas. I'm obsessed with Christmas, and I start planning for Christmas like months in advance. I love buying people gifts. I just find it so exciting, and I am like absolutely depressed when it's over. I love it so much, and I spend like all year just waiting for Christmas. I can kind of play guitar, piano, and ukulele, and I also have a banjo, but I don't really know how to play that one yet. I have one cat, and her name is Mandy, and she was kind of indirectly named after the Barry Manilow song, which is kind of a really weird long story. But basically, my senior year of high school, someone in my school brought 3 kittens in. They all like went to different people, and there was one who like the first person who got her didn't want her, so she went to someone else, and they couldn't keep her, so she went to someone else, and finally it ended up in my hands, and it is now Mandy. She's mine. Bringing a cat home was like my one big act of defiance as a child. Like, my parents told me I was not allowed to have a cat. I could not have a cat. I was graduating soon, I was going to college, and I could not have an animal, and I just brought it home without telling anybody, and now she's my cat, and I keep her, and my parents love her, and it's great. So it all worked out. My favorite class in high school was English, and I guess that's probably why I decided to be an English major in college. I have a very, very small family. I only have 7 cousins combined on both sides of my family, but I do have 5 nieces and nephews already. When I was 9 years old, my parents and I moved to France, and I lived there and went to school there and everything for 2 years. I used to speak French like fairly fluently, but now I've like almost completely forgotten it. I've taken some classes, but it's just not the same. I can't speak it as well as I used to be able to. I have like a very weird love of TV and like TV shows. I get emotionally attached to the characters. I think the worst is probably Dance Moms. I haven't like watched it religiously like since it's been on, but since I've been watching it, I've grown so emotionally attached to the children, and I want to like adopt all of them. And the worst is that every time one of them cries, I sit there and I sob. I cannot handle them crying, and I just want to like make everything better, and it's so bad. It's so bad. I apologize for like the extremely weird lighting happening right now. I try to avoid it, but the light like shining in the trees is just happening, and I can't control it. So sorry. I am absolutely terrible at sports. I might be 5'7", but it makes me more awkward than it does athletically inclined. I remember in 8th grade in gym class we had to go through like so many different sports throughout the year, and the only one I could play without totally embarrassing myself was badminton. Badminton. Seriously. I have met Taylor Swift twice, but I can't say anymore, or I might spontaneously start crying or like fangirling or falling on the floor. So let's just move on. Let's just move on. I've also met the entire cast of High School Musical, except Zac Efron. 12 is my lucky number! Once in New York City, I passed Leighton Meester from Gossip Girl on the streets, and I didn't totally realize it was her until I heard her speaking because she was talking on the phone. And so I decided to follow her just to make sure. Yeah. Totally stalked her for like 3 blocks. I have like a phobia of chewing. Like, it grosses me out. I can't stand it. It makes me gag. I just, just chew with your mouth closed. I can't, no. I have an obsession with candles. I will go into a store and proceed to walk around the entire store to smell all the candles, and I will likely walk out with at least 2 every time. I get so disappointed when the store has no candles that I can buy. It's bad. I have only had one frequently reoccurring dream in my life, and it involves me falling into a hole in my kitchen floor and being mistaken for a sheep. Terrifying. Love Actually is my favorite movie, which is really strange because typically I hate those like romantic, sappy like love movies, but for some reason I just love this one so much and I never get tired of it. I think I have the same humor as a 12-year-old boy. The dumbest jokes are the best jokes in my opinion. Fart jokes are just hilarious, and puns are the way to my heart. Real talk, I have serious anxiety issues. I have panic attacks a lot, and I just find myself worrying about everything, and I'm always in like the worst case scenario, always worrying about what I would do if I was in that situation, and it's really bad. It's really bad, and I've been trying to figure out lately like how I can move past it. If you have any tips, leave them in the comments. For some reason, I change clothes like so many times a day. I'll wear like one thing to class in the morning, like one thing to class in the afternoon, and like change in the evening, and then change before bed. I have no idea why I do this. I think it might have something to do with the fact that growing up, I went to private schools and always had to wear uniforms. So I would always change when I came home to like be more comfortable. So I don't know if like that is just a habit that is like ingrained in my head, but I have to change. I don't like what I wore in the morning, so I have to change in the afternoon to be more comfortable. And when I get home, I have to be more comfortable, and then I have to change for bed, and it's just weird. I don't know why I do it. I have no idea. I have a weird obsession with inspirational quotes. They are like plastered on my walls everywhere. If I see a card or like a frame or canvas with like an inspirational quote I like, I will buy it and I will sit it in my room, and they just collect so many, and you can probably just imagine what my Pinterest page looks like. Even though I'm an adult, I much prefer young adult books to like regular fiction books. When I was in high school, I tried so hard to ignore it. I would read fiction book after fiction book and be like only like slightly satisfied by it. I never really enjoyed what I was reading. And then my freshman year of college, I just flipped and did a 180 and only read young adult books, and I loved it. I know young adult books tend to have like a stigma of being just like sappy love stories that are so unrealistic, but like I love the ones that are just a good balance of like innocence and like teenage years with like intelligent, thought-provoking ideas, and I just love that. And I don't know. Read John Green and you'll understand. The first YouTuber I became obsessed with was Grace Helbig, and I still love her. I'm still obsessed with her, and I just find her so like adorable and charming and funny and just so relatable. I'm currently sitting in my old room, and I am reminded of how much I am obsessed with turtles. I have so many turtles in here. It's insane. Look at this. And lastly, once for Halloween, I dressed up as Mr. Potato Head. Take a look. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you. Goodbye. Oh my god.